Now I shall spy on beauty as none has spied on it yet. Now I shall cry out as none has cried out. Now I shall try what none has tried. Now I shall do what none has done. In speaking of this wonderful machine, I'm puzzled by the difference between two methods of composing. A, the kind which goes on solely in the poet's mind, attesting of performing words, while he is soaping a third time one leg, and B, the other kind, much more decorous when he's in his study writing with a pen. In method B, the hand supports the thought. The abstract battle is concretely fought. The pen stops in midair, then swoops to bar a cancelled sunset or restore a star, and thus it physically guides the phrase toward faint daylight through the inky maze. But method A is agony. The brain is soon enclosed in a steel cap of pain. A muse in overalls direct the drill, which grinds and which no effort of the will can interrupt, while the automaton is taking off what he has just put on, or walking briskly to the corner store to buy the paper he has read before. Why is it so? Is it perhaps because in penless work there is no pen-posed pause, and one must use three hands at the same time, having to choose the necessary rhyme, hold the completed line before one's eyes, and keep in mind all the preceding tries? Or is the process deeper with no desk, to prop the false and hoist the poetesque? For there are mysterious moments when too weary to delete, I drop my pen, I ambulate, and by some mute command, the right word flutes and perches on my hand. The best time is in the morning, my preferred season, midsummer. I once overheard myself awakening while half of me still slept in bed. I tore my spirit free, and caught up with myself upon the lawn, where clover leaves cupped the topaz of dawn, where shade stood in night shirt and one shoe, and then I realized that this, half too, was fast asleep. Both laughed and I awoke, safe in my bed as day its eggshell broke, and robins walked and stopped, and on the damp gemmed turf of brown shoe lay my secret stamp, the shade impressed, the mystery inborn, mirages, miracles in midsummer morn. Since my biographer may be too staid, or know too little to affirm that shade shaved in his bath, here goes. He fixed a sort of hinge and screw affair, a steel support running across the tub to hold in place the shaving mirror right before his face, and with his toe renewing tap warmth, he'd sit like a king there, and like Marat bleed. The more I weigh, the less secure my skin. In places it's ridiculously thin, thus near the mouth, the space between its wick and my grimace invites the wicked nick. Or this dewlap, some day I must set free the Newport frill inveterate in me. My Adam's apple is a prickly pear, now I shall speak of evil and despair as none has spoken. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 strokes are not enough. 10, I palpate through strawberry and cream the gory mess, and find unchanged that patch of prickliness. I have my doubts about the one-armed bloke who in commercials with one gliding stroke clears a smooth path afresh from ear to chin, then wipes his face and fondly tries his skin. I'm in the class of fussy biminists, as a discreet epheb in tights assists a female in an acrobatic dance. My left hand helps and holds and shifts its stance. Now I shall speak. Better than any soap is the sensation for which poets hope, when inspiration and its icy blaze, the sudden image, the immediate phrase, over the skin a triple ripple send, making the little hairs all stand on end, as in the enlarged animated scheme of whiskers mowed when held up by our cream. Now I shall speak of evil as none has spoken before. I loathe such things as jazz, the white-horsed moron, torturing a black bull, rayed with red, abstractist, bric-a-brac, primitivist folk mass, progressive schools, music in supermarkets, swimming pools, brutes, bores, class-conscious Philistines, Freud, Marx, fake thinkers, puffed-up poets, frauds and sharks, and while the safety blade would scrape and squeak, travels across the country over my cheek, cars on the highway pass, and up the street incline, big trucks around my jawbone creep, and now a silent liner docks, and now sunglasses tour Beirut, and now I plow old Zembla's fields where my gray stubble grows, and slaves make hay beneath my mouth and nose. Man's life is commentary too abstruse, unfinished poem note for further use. Dressing in all the rooms, I rhyme and roam throughout the house with, in my fist, a comb, or a shoehorn, which turns into the spoon I eat my egg with. In the afternoon, You drive me to library. We dine at 6:30, and that odd muse of mine, my Verseppel, is with me everywhere, in car, and in my chair. And all the time, my love, you two are there beneath the word, above the syllable to underscore and stress the vital rhythm. One heard a woman's dress, rustle in days of yore. I often caught the sound and sense of your approaching thought. And all I knew was youth, and you make new, by quoting them, old things I made for you. Dim Gulf was my first book, free verse. Night Road came next, then Hebe's Cup, my final float, in that damp carnival, for now I term everything poems and no longer squirm. But this transparent thingum does require some moondrop title. Help me, Will. Pale fire. Gently the day has passed in a sustained low hum of harmony. The brain is drained in a brown ament, and the noun I meant to use but did not, dry on the cement. Maybe my sensual love for the consonne de pois, echoes fey child, is based upon a feeling of fantastically planned, rich-rimmed life. I feel I understand existence, or at least a minute part of my existence, only through my art, in terms of combinational delight, and if my private universe scans right, so does the verse of galaxies divine, which I suspect is in iambic line. I'm reasonably sure that we survive, and that my darling somewhere is alive, as I am reasonably sure that I shall wake at 6 tomorrow, on July the 22nd, 1959, and that the day will probably be fine, so this alarm clock, let me set myself, yawn, and put back Shade's poems on their shelf. But it's not bedtime yet. The sun attains old Dr. Sutton's last 2 window panes. The man must be, 80, 82, was twice my age the year I married you. Where are you? In the garden? I can see part of the shadow near the shagbark tree. Somewhere horseshoes are being tossed. Click, clunk, lean against his lamppost like a drunk. A dark Vanessa with a crimson band wheels in the low sun, settles on the sand, and shows its ink-blue wingtips fleckled with white, and through the flowing shade and ebbing light, a man unheedful of the butterfly, some neighbor's gardener, I guess, goes by, trundling an empty barrow up the lane.